Anxiety is the feeling of being trapped and not being able to get out, and just being overwhelmed by that feeling.
Before I go on stage, I get nervous. When I talk to a big group of people, I get nervous, but in the moment, I end up, kind of getting over that and just enjoying the moment.
I was diagnosed as having seasonal affective disorder when I was in college. I still deal with it on nice gray days like this, and after being inside as much as I have, it's a struggle, but it's something that I've kind of found alternative ways to deal with.
I was diagnosed with eosinophilic gastroenteritis in the 3rd grade, and it's a stomach condition that is stress-induced.
Stress.
Anxiety.
Stress and anxiety.
I think that anxiety can occur at any socioeconomic status, any group within the school, whether it's athletes or high achieving students or students who isolate themselves a little bit more than others. I don't know that there's one particular group that stands out or anything like that. I think anxiety happens pretty frequently across all cultures and genders and all of that. So
I think getting nervous in front of talking to people first started just in high school. I think just because high school is definitely a transition from middle school and everything, and people form opinions really easily and are really judgmental in high school, it seems like. And so I think just the past couple years, I haven't been a huge fan of talking in front of a lot of people.
They come in with social anxiety. They also come in with test anxiety sometimes. I would say probably the most common one recently is just general anxiety.
Well, when the musical was going on, that was definitely a factor. Homework is sometimes, because I'm such a big picture thinker and I think about the task as a whole instead of taking it step by step, and so that makes me really stressed out.
The biggest thing is I was able to mainly solve it through primarily exercise, some meditation, and some different kind of life choices that I made that really helped.
Performing and dancing is way different than speaking, because speaking just gives me the heebie-jeebies, if that's even a word. I hate speaking in front of large groups of people. My voice tenses up and my throat gets really dry and I start coughing. And when I'm performing, it's what I love and it's what I've practiced so much for. So I get on stage and there's no place I'd rather be than the stage.
Yes, I'm a very stressed out person all the time. The only time I'm not stressed out is in the summer, because if I have something that I'm thinking about or something that's due or something that I have to do, all I do is think about that. I don't think about anything else. And sometimes that deters my focus from things, and it's I have blinders on and I'm only focusing on one thing instead of multiple things. Sometimes it's the other way around, I'm focusing on so many things that I can't put together stuff.
And I went to counseling for it, and for a short period of time I was medicated. I was on medication for a very short period of time. It's been 12 or 15 years since I was on it.
Breathing is important. When you feel that anxiety is starting, your body's starting to react to that anxiety, whether you feel your heart racing or you start sweating, you feel that nervousness coming on.
What calms me down is just kind of rehearsing what I'm going to say over and over again, just so that when I get up there I don't have to think about what I'm going to say, it just kind of happens. And I think I just got that from dance, because we do the choreography over and over again, that I'm not nervous on stage just because, I automatically do the movements and the choreography.
I used to have to take 13 pills a day, and I had to go to the hospital once or twice a week to do biofeedback, which was a method of mentally ridding myself of all this stress. And so I would just learn all these different relaxation methods, and I actually got rid, for the most part, of my stomach condition mentally.
One of the most important books I ever read was when I was in college. It's called The Art of Happiness by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And it really just kind of talked about how to balance your life and how to basically prioritize what you thought was important and what's not. And it's kind of the ultimate kind of the Buddhist idea that, you know, where there is suffering, there's desire, and where there's desire, there's suffering, and trying to find that middle path.
Yeah, I would definitely say that it has increased, and I don't know if it's increased because of the stress levels or the academic pressure, the pressures that we're putting on students to achieve at high levels or make decisions at a younger age. I don't know if it's that or if it's, you know, just we've become more sensitive to it over the last few years and recognize it more.
I think there's way more stress on kids nowadays. Just with the time commitment of everything and just being involved in so many things and so much pressure, and I mean competition is building every single day.
I think it, just because it involves so much like left and right brain thinking and lots of fine motor skills and like lots of different things that play a part in that, and that's what makes kids stressed out because they're doing so many different things with their brain at once.
But it's mainly because they've got a lot of things going on. We have kids that, you know, are used to succeeding. And so these are some of the kids we have are kids that have never gotten, you know, worse than an A- in their life. And now suddenly they're coping with a B+. And how to deal with that. That's also when you medicate. That's just something that, you know, it's part of life. You work hard and you find out that when you can manage what you can. That not accepting, not succeeding, but just trying to manage that.
The more interactions you have with somebody or with other people, the more at ease you feel in those interactions. So the opposite is also true. The fewer interactions you have with other people face to face, you know, the more anxious you get about those interactions. So
The musical is definitely an escape because all the people around are so loving, and I've never met a group of people like that before. They're all very just caring and want to help out all the time, and that relieves some of the stress, definitely. It's kind of, being in the musical is kind of like bittersweet. Like sometimes it can be awesome and sometimes it's the most stressful thing in the world.
Relax and make being in front of people something comfortable to you and something that you could just do like on a daily basis. And so if you just relax, you're going to enjoy the moment more and look back at those times that you spoke in front of people, and instead of thinking about it in a nervous way, you'll think about it as in a good memory.
And really, happiness is about basically not necessarily being confident or comfortable with who you are. I mean, I don't think we should ever sit there and say, you know, be yourself, because being yourself means you've just basically settled, you know, that you've mastered whatever you are in life. It's just basically this kind of perpetual trying to live a good life, trying to be positive in your interactions with people, and basically trying to make a positive, I would say, impact on the world.